Good day. Well, we're back on the shrinking disc again. This second one, I have confidence, is going to be better than the first one. Anyways, enjoy. Okay, the plan with this one, we're going to drill a 1/2 inch hole through it and then just part off the lid. Change of plan. I'm glad I put the mark on here so it's parallel, but I'm going to use a cutoff wheel. The logic being is once this breaks through, there's a really good chance this will get really loose and break my cutter. And I really don't want to break my cutter on something that's only worth a couple of bucks. So that's the next plan. Okay, there's a little lesson in this one. Hope I got a replacement. But you can see how there's enough force in here to literally deform this part. You would think that this being that thick and this being that thin, there wouldn't be a problem. Apparently there's a problem. Okay. Well, this is going to get interesting. Looks like it's time to break out the heavy artillery. What I've had to do is make up a forming die, and the pin's 5/8 for the hole. There's another little step on here because this is spread out to be a little bit bigger. So it locates on that. That fits in there. Pin fits in the die. And hopefully this thing's got enough power to press it down. At least we're going to find out. Well, it seemed to flatten it out. I don't know if you can see this. Didn't go deep enough. The original plan is I went with the diameter of about 2 1/4 inches, figuring that would be shallow enough, because if I made this hole bigger, I'd have less surface area for heating up. But if you make it too small, you're obviously putting a lot of pressure on here trying to get it to form. It's like this thing went down with what pressure I could put on it, and it's got to come down another good 1/16 of an inch. Okay, my next trial, the only other thing I can think of that might make it work, is I might have to take it into work and use a lot bigger press. Maybe I can get it to move a little bit more if I do that. At least that's the next plan. I guess this, quote, heavy artillery isn't quite heavy enough. Welcome back. We've got a major problem with this. Well, let's call it a major problem, but it's a good test for this little unit. What we've got here, after I've dollied this thing, I'm going to show you. Yep, I know I can. So the plan is we're going to test this thing out and see if we can get rid of this. At least that is the plan. Well, that's interesting. I don't think I got it hot enough, but it's still there, but I don't think it's as pronounced as what it used to be, so another application. Okay, I'm going to say the jury's still out. How effective it is, I think I'm probably asking the disc to do a little bit too much. It probably maybe needs more, but there's still a little bit there, but it's not quite as bad as it used to be. but I can still feel it. More application, maybe. I know it's still going to need some more dolly work, which is going to change it. And I'm half tempted to leave it here, because when I mount it on the car, it's going to change shape, right? Which might have an effect on how well what's going to happen here anyways. Okay, I'm going to let you guys be the judge on how effective it is. And my suggestion is make one and try it out and see how it works for you. Well guys, the jury is back and has rendered its verdict. Apparently it works. Off camera, I just thought I couldn't leave it alone. I had to try it one more time. Got her good and hot, quenched it. Third time's the charm, because I can't get it to oil can. I'm messing with it for a bit and it's not popping. The only other thing I noticed, it's normally this should be concave, but this area is convex, it's higher. I think what's happened is because it shrank, it wants to level itself out and appears as a high spot. So I'm gonna have to push that down. I might be more applications because I might stretch it again too much and put it out. Don't know yet until I start working on it. But it's proof. This thing actually does work. It actually shrank the metal. So there you go. You guys can have fun with it now. So, for the final analysis. Yeah, you can make one of these relatively cheap with scrap, and it can be done. It's not perfect. It's got warps in it, but it does work. To make the nicer one, you're going to be spending a little bit more time on dies. And they're not difficult, but you got to have a bit of scrap to do it. But the nice thing is, this thing now, when I was running it, you could see there's no shake to the thing. It's actually quite smooth. The thing we got to watch out for is if you make one of these, is even with the unless you make this a lot deeper and you lose surface area, then in order to basically bring this bolt down, because right now that bolt sticks out. So that's the thing you got to watch when using one of these. You're not hitting the bolt on here. That's going to be a drawback. Okay, let's pause it right here. The fix is a worn flap disc in behind for reinforcement. That gives enough space and the nut no longer sticks out. Anyways, if I had to redesign it, I'd like to find something that's something in between size, and definitely make this a lot deeper so it's and that way I could still keep enough surface area here for doing the work. Anyways, hope you guys found that helpful. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.